March 2013 from a 14-year-old girl beginning her battle against cancer. I would face the next 9 months with absolutely no control over my life. Every day was pre-scheduled with chemo treatments, blood transfusions, doctor's appointments, surgeries, and physical therapy. The doctors even dictated how much I needed to weigh and when I could be around my friends and school. As my doctor put it, "Kat, we're going to get very bossy with your schedule." I needed something to control, something to make sense of a situation that was nonsensical. How does a 14-year-old girl get bone cancer? We asked Seattle Children's Foundation if we could raise money for my doctor, Dr. Hawkins, who was and continues to raise research and continues to run research projects on pediatric cancer and specifically sarcomas. The foundation was more than happy to fulfill the small request of a teenage cancer patient. They had just rolled out a new program where we could have our own webpage, and all the money raised would go directly to Seattle Children's. I added some pictures, wrote up my story, and the Cat's Crew webpage was launched. In June of that same year, I was asked to give a speech at my 8th grade graduation. I was terrified. With a scarf on my head, no eyebrows, no eyelashes, I spoke to a crowd as about as big as this one about what I had learned in middle school. In the middle of my speech, I told them that I had cancer, but that cancer didn't define me. Someone in the crowd stood up and started clapping. It was contagious, and everyone gave me a standing ovation right in the middle of my speech. I was shocked. At the end of graduation, a teacher came up to me and told me that I have a voice, and not all kids with illnesses are heard. It was then that I realized that my words had power, and that I could use my voice for positive change. I had really down days when I didn't feel great, days where I couldn't understand why this was happening to me. I didn't do anything wrong to deserve it. During 7th grade in school, we had a speaker come from Africa. He was living in Rwanda running an orphanage. When the genocide in Rwanda occurred, the U.S. government asked all U.S. citizens to vacate Rwanda. He sent his family home, but made his personal decision to stay and help the orphans, as well as had villagers in his house. I was really moved that day. I decided that someday I would like to make a difference just like him. Little did I know that that day would come so soon. I spent a lot of time thinking about why cancer happened to me. Ultimately, the only answer that makes any sense is that I can make a difference for kids like me who are sick. When I was going through treatments, I would have a reoccurring vision. I would be riding my horse Scooter, but I was not always in my usual riding gear. Sometimes I would be riding him bareback, long hair blowing in the wind, and I was holding a giant spear. We were going into battle. I told my aunt and uncle about these visions. They were living in Rome at the time and had told my story to one of their many visitors. He just happened to be an artist. At the end of his visit, he had sketched out 2 drawings of my vision. They hang on a wall in my room. And at the bottom of one of these pictures, he had written the words, relentless, fortitude, strong, fierce, tenacity, determination. The kids at the hospital really needed me to give them a voice, and I needed my determination to help them and to get me through. I began giving more speeches, raising money and awareness for Seattle Children's in any capacity needed. The hospital was very sensitive to my time and energy. They knew I would never say no. Each time I spoke, I grew stronger on the inside, and my Cat's Crew Fund grew stronger on the outside. I will never forget the man who came over after one of my speeches to shake my hand. As I drew my hand away and I looked down, he had placed 10 $100 bills in my palm. I only thought for a second about a new pair of shoes. Cat's Crew was gaining momentum. I knew we had something special going when the ladies from Seattle Children's Foundation were paying me personal visits to my hospital room. I continue to speak and raise money and awareness for pediatric cancer. In August of this year, we held our second annual Paddle the Channel event benefiting pediatric cancer. In August of this year, I could actually attend. We launched canoes, kayaks, and stand-up paddle boards from the base of the East Channel Bridge of I-90 and paddle about 4 miles on Lake Washington. All of the events, past and future, are important to me. My godmother gave me the necklace I'm wearing tonight. It's a simple heart with the word hope on it. It's my hope that the cancer kids that follow me will have shorter treatments, better success rates, and little to no side effects. I am so honored to be here accepting this award. I wish I could put so many more names on it, because without the support of so many people, I wouldn't be here today. My two sisters, Hannah and Lucy, who love me with or without hair and always have my back. My grandma, grandpa, and Nana, who are my biggest fans and are always willing to support me in whatever. By the way, would this be a good time to ask for a card? My mom and dad, I love you says it all. My friends who never gave up on me. My godparents who provided a necessary outlet where I could just take off my scarf and feel right at home. My aunt and uncle who inspired a group of Italians to rally behind a girl in Seattle that they had never met. All the amazing people at Seattle Children's who care for me like I was their own child. All the kids and teens at the hospital who continue to inspire me. My horse Scooter, who got me through the toughest journey I've ever been on. And especially my cat's crew, which now includes over 400 supporters. I want to end with a renewing promise. In September of this year, a teenage boy died of bone cancer. I didn't know him personally. I remembered seeing him in the hallways and at appointments in the hospital. It is not okay with me that he is not here. Last November, I had the honor to speak in front of my team of doctors at Seattle Children's. I told them that I couldn't promise that I would grow up to be an oncologist or a surgeon, but I would promise them this. So here today, I renew my promise to continue to raise awareness and money for pediatric cancer until the day that the cancer clinic on the 8th floor of Seattle Children's turns into the 4th Starbucks at the hospital. Thank you.